Hey everybody, I made it back from my 2-week break. We went on vacation to Yellowstone, Tetons, a little bit of Rocky Mountain National Park. It was so good, so fun. And this week I was just pondering, what a great trip, but how cool were the people we met? We saw animals, like wild animals, beautiful scenery and all that stuff, and it was awesome. But one of the coolest things that I learned that I got to think about on my drive back was the people that we ran across. And so my big lesson I want to talk to you about today is just kind of like, if you ever think that you're just like a small part of a community, or I'm just a little this over here, if you get out into the world, into the bigger world, you will quickly realize that your community is out there. Your people are out there. They're everywhere. And especially, I encourage you to, when you go out there, like wear something that represents who you are, so they know that you're from North Carolina or you're a fan of this sports team or whatever. I was thinking it's Pride Month, so it's kind of like be proud of who you are and let people know, because your people will find you when you're out there. So the story I want to tell you is, so we went out and my husband drove and I flew out to meet him. So we were in his car and it has North Carolina tags on it, and so we're driving around Yellowstone and we pull over to look at something. And we're kind of standing there, and this woman kind of pulls up, and she's got her window down. She's waving, like, "Hey, hey, hey!" And I was like, "Oh, is something wrong?" My mind is something wrong? Is something going on? Like, something wrong with our car or whatever? Is there a bear? And she's like, "Are y'all from North Carolina? We are too." And she, we asked like where you're from and all this stuff, and she's like, "Well, I just saw your tags, and I had to stop and holler at you." And I was like, "Well, of course you did, because that's what North Carolinians do." And it just made me so happy and so tickled that, she saw us and felt compelled to make her husband pull over and say, hey. So I was just like, wow, I love that people do that. And then it happened again. So that's the crazy part. So a couple days later, we're in Tetons, and we pull over. We pull over to look at something. And John's license plate says AT22, and it's just random that we got that. We happened to get those letters and those numbers when we got it. But we always have been joked like, oh, I wonder if, it looks like you hiked the Appalachian Trail in 2022. Like, haha, that's so funny. So we pull over, we had just stopped, and this car pulls up behind us. This guy jumps out and runs up to the side of our car, and we're like, whoa, like, what's this about? And he's like, did you hike the Appalachian Trail in 2022? I did. I thought y'all did. I'd love to talk about it. And we were like, no, sorry. But he was so cute and so excited, and he was happy to find a person that had a shared experience. And so it was just, these interactions were just so neat to remind you that there's people out there who they're also looking for their community and their people. And they were like, oh, I see something I recognize, or something that can start this conversation and start this connection. And so it's so wild to think about that. And so, when you're out there in the world, be sure to wear your stuff and let people know who you are. The last little note I will say, because we had those two interactions about North Carolina, and that was funny. But then also, my husband is a Pirates fan. He always wears this yellow baseball cap for Pirates. And we ran into not one, but two park rangers at the entrance guide booth that were Pirates fans from Pittsburgh. So we pull up, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're a Pirates fan? I'm from Pittsburgh. And that happened twice in two different parks. So wear your gear, be proud of who you are, and get out there and find your community beyond your little world, because it is so fun and delightful. And I hope that you can expand your community this week and go out and see, where you're at wear it to the store. You never know who you're going to run into. So have fun with that, and we'll see you next week.